All right, that looks live to me. Let's hope the sound's good. Uh, so this big beauty just arrived this week. I bought this. God, feels like a year ago from Zoop. They had this massive campaign for just a whole pile of Conan material from decades. I did get one print. I love this Bill Sienkiewicz piece so much. I've never seen it this big before. It looks like he did it on grid paper. I'd love to talk to him about it. Just this beautiful, beautiful painting. Sort of what if Conan was in the modern age? So the six shooter and everything. So good. So good. Love that piece. Gonna frame that up soon. But this book, oh my God, it's got so much amazing stuff. Like tons and tons of Bashima. Oh, look at that. Look at that piece. Gil Kane. Artists I barely recognize. Kubert, Adams. It's got one Bill Sienkiewicz page, 176. Which is, of course, the cover. All right. Then it's got the Toth page. It's got all these like classic, like the best pieces from artists. My favorite part of this, honestly, is the sequence of Jorge Zafino stuff. I think it's mostly from his Black Unicorn story in Savage Sword. There's this killer horse with a horn that's killing people. And I don't think this page is from it. It's been a while since I looked at it. I have it floating around here somewhere. It's so beautifully done. Just the way he works white on black. Use the white pen on top of the black to get more texture and line value out. Just love Jorge's work. Love his son's work too. I mean, it was such a joy to get the colors work for that Conan LA piece. Kevin Nolan. What I like about Alex Nino, I said Kubert before, didn't I? That was a mistake. John McCrae doesn't even look like John McCrae's work to me now. This must be a much older piece. 2019, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Huh, looks like my older style for him. This is Morodo. You can tell by the delicate line work. Jim Lee and Scott Williams. More Jim Lee. Gary Klopsis. Jeff Isherwood, who's just done some more Savage Sword work, local Canadian guy. Tim Conrad, who, well, there's a lot of Tim Conrad in here. I don't want to say anything. He might be someone's favorite artist. He's not one of mine. He got better than what they have in here, but not my favorite stuff. This is such a beautiful book. Look at the rendering in this. Oh my God. I mean, some of the drawings are really kind of atrocious, but I mean, because that just doesn't exist. But I mean, when you're working at that speed, you just work. Neil Adams. There's a fair amount of Neil Adams and Hibishima in here. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Barry Windsor Smith. Again, the early Kirby influenced Barry Windsor Smith does nothing for me. I understand there's like diehard Conan fanatics who just love that stuff. It just leaves me cold. Now, when it comes from Kirby, there's a primacy to his drawing that makes it work. When someone else is putting on his suit, it just seems they're ill-fitting clothes. Look at the eyes here. Terrible. There you go. Kane inked by Belandi. I think Danny Belandi. They got credit on every page, so it's easy enough to double check. Paint ink by Chan, I believe. Get that kind of softer line work. It's Kane again. Ink by Ernie Chen. Yeah, trying to make it look a little more like Buscema. I mean, you can see the cane eyes every once in a while. They just stick right out. But the shoulder, the weird cane shoulders. Easy to forget he did a lot of Conan work. And there's a whole pile of like Buscema inking Buscema, which is really lovely to see because he didn't do enough of it himself. Just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Okay. Yeah, there's so little story, and so many of these are just like pages from an issue. This feels like, whereas a lot of the artist editions were very specific, like certain artists, like a whole bunch of Buscema, Silver Surfer, or something like that. Or I guess Buscema Conan would be good, but this is like an overview from essentially the entirety of mostly Marvel's Conan run. There is, I believe, there's some Mignola stuff in here, which means I think I'm gonna double check because if there's some Cara Nord, then we know we got some Dark Horse happening. Sama Kane, Windsor Smith, Arthur Adams, Neil Adams, Alcala, Alcatina, Chan, Chaikin, Chodo, Conrad, Jeff Fisherwood. Looks like they skipped the entirety of Dark Horse, huh? Because if they had Dark Horse, then they would have had some Girello, Nord, Mike Mignola, a whole bunch of other artists they haven't gotten in there yet. And it's got my buddy Jim Zub doing a little outro here, because this is, of course, put together by the fine folks at Titan Comics and Herald Distributing. That big toast, super zoomed in. There we go. There we go. There's Jim's outro. Opposite Jorge Zafino page. So gorgeous, so gorgeous. All right, so that's the big treasure book. It's got some nice spot varnish and color on both sides. Nice shiny Conan in there. Anything shine off him? There we go. Some spot varnish and the logo and everything. So I'm really happy with this. It's got some artwork in it. I didn't need to see, but it's got a lot of artwork. I'm so happy I got to see. All right. So if people saw me posting earlier today, so I struggled with the red Darth Vader piece. I think everyone remembers my completely screwing up quite a bit. I worked on last week. I ultimately didn't like the composition. I didn't like how much work I was going to leave myself, and I realized this red wasn't mixing with the black the way I wanted it to. So it was smarter for me to go to just do a painting. And since my hours have been so weird all this weekend, I kind of lost track of how long I was working on it today, and I finished it. So I still got to pick up some matte varnish and give it its last coat of a matte varnish to make sure all the colors just completely merge together like the way they're supposed to. Readings. If you drank enough or were high enough, it might make sense. Well, you know what? It is Robert E. Howard. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be weird tales, if you will. Anyway, so I think I captured the thing I was struggling with is the more literal and exact I was making Vader, the less it felt like he was like this demonic presence at the end of Rogue One. And I think I've got a package arriving. You can hear my doorbell. I bought a doorbell for my apartment. It goes on way too long. But yeah, so this was a lot more fun. This feels. I'm not a big fan of taking a pen and ink commission and turning it into a full color painting. It's like I'm giving the person who commissioned this piece essentially double the value, more than double the value of what they commissioned here. So this is me screwing myself a bit. And it's still stapled to the. You can see the staples here. Still stapled to the artboard. This is foam core I use. And I'll let this completely dry. I'm going to let it complete dry, then give it a coat of the matte varnish, which will unify all the colors really. And then I'll let that dry, and then I'll be able to scan it, and it'll scan really nicely. The colors will scan pretty clearly. The photo pic I took out that's online right now, it shows a lot of grain that won't come out in the final image. But yeah, so Vader is done. I meant to work on it on stream tonight, but I just I got closer and closer to the end, and I went, well, I mean, I could work on it for 2 minutes. That didn't seem right. So I figure what I'll do is I'll do some other drawing tonight. You guys can make some suggestions, and I'll do the same thing I did last week. In fact, yesterday I posted in response to the person whose comment is getting the Hellboy piece. I haven't seen that if they've responded or not with their address. But let me do another drawing here tonight for you guys, and I'll mail it up by next Friday. But in the interim, I'm going to go quickly check to see what got delivered to my apartment. 1 second. Yeah, Anson, I am tempted to. I can't take the pages I'm working on now. Too spoilery. Huh. This looks like 2 books. Oh, it just wrapped funny. All right. All right, so this is what I ordered. It's a drawing book by a guy named Taco. If you can't learn drawing from a guy named Taco, who can you learn drawing from? Yeah, this looks like 2 books. I didn't think it was 2 books when I ordered it. I'd heard good things about this guy's books through word of mouth. So I saw one of those Middle Eastern, not Temu, one of the other ones, that was selling his books. And they're selling it in a 2-pack, but only in Korean. This one apparently has Korean and English, so I only got, I assume, volume 1 and 2. Point character drawing. So you guys see these? So that says book 2. Let me start with book 1. Weird way to connect it with a weird half dust jacket. So I do increasingly like looking at different approaches to drawing. Like I come from the Loomis Riley Bridgman School of Figure Construction, and that's what I've been studying most of my adult life to get better at it. But then you get these very much manga inspired art books coming in from the Pacific Rim with their chibi and all their other stuff. and you realize how much of what they're doing is slightly different shape dynamics, but it also plays to actually getting more physical action. So if I was going to do a superhero book, I'd probably lean more heavily towards figure construction in this way. Not that I have any particular interest in superhero books at these days, but just very, very interesting where he's going, like male breast, female breast, muscle structure, abdominal stuff. Just going part by part, which is kind of cool. Like you actually go through part by part and like study the anatomy and see how he's actually focusing on it. So this looks like it's all pretty much just upper body, torso. So this should be heads, legs, feet. So that makes me know what's in the other book. Lots of Korean. I think the only real English I've seen so far is just altering the labeling. So it's like now we know that means face. But there's like some instruction. I like it. Didn't really look in the other one. The second color is a nice touch. I like the Hampton book because it uses multiple colors really well too. But this is a nice little book. I think it was like $50 for these 2 books. And if you already got some basics, I do like the simplification here. If you already got the basics down, this could be a good resource for you. So I'm happy I have it. I might go through and actually like try some of these shapes and constructing my own stuff. It's always good to like take different approaches to how someone draws something and see if you can draw it and inform your own drawing. It just makes your drawing better too, and just adds more to it. All right, so this came like that, but this kind of like half-assed dust jacket connecting both volumes. So, well, this book or books are attractive enough, and I'm happy with it. I think I might order the other Taco book. That one has orange drawing line, sort of the brown drawing line here. So this is a fun book. So 2 books tonight. All right. So Viking stuff. So I am very, 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 very happy. I finally finished the We Bring Only Death to get that done. I guess it's my flatter to get the flats for it. I'm happy this is done. Apart from satin finish, I'm going to run out to Michael's tomorrow to pick it up, I think. Or I'll hit a bump around downtown. But now, today, what's the draw for you guys? Drawing board. Oh, it looks like Viking with 2 votes. Vikings in the lead, which is good. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed and liked, feel free to do so now. Apparently, that's something I should be saying a lot more often during my streams. Like and subscribe, and all those wonderful things. Oh, I still haven't gotten Dancers at the End of Time yet. I thought it would have arrived by yesterday or Friday. Yesterday or Saturday, and it still hasn't arrived. So hopefully it'll arrive this week. Probably take me. I think this is a big compilation, if I remember correctly. So I think it'll probably take me a little bit to read it all and percolate the idea for what I want to do for that. So that'll be the next live stream once the book arrives. I should be able to like schedule the Dancers in the Time commission piece. And just a reminder for everyone, there's still like one of the annual commission slots available for March if anyone wants to snag that. So it's like $35 a month for 12 months, and then you get, well, in this case, this guy got a painting, which is like over $2,000. So you got a real bargain. It's still, you're still getting a hell of a bargain compared to my usual 11 by 17 commissions, but it's a bargain. it's a bargain. But it also means I get to, I know when the commissions are coming. I know how much time I got to put aside for them. I can plan for them, and they won't get in the way of my work. Because right now I'm like, I'm laying at the rest of the current arc of Second Coming. Just got the last 2 scripts from Mark. And then I'm supposed to draw and color the Toxic Avenger one shot from Ahoy that Mark Russell's writing. I believe it's a Second Coming crossover, or might just be Toxic Avenger and Jesus Christ as a crossover. I haven't seen the script for that, but that's like that. And of course, We Bring Only Death, which I'm working away on. And am I forgetting something? Well, yeah, which is next year, but that's like in the fall now. All right, so I gotta figure out. Excuse me. Excuse me. My gosh, my throat just got dry. Or maybe I'll just end time, and I'll just end it all. Yeah, I always enjoyed reading. Like I reread all my Moorcock before doing your Elric piece. So that was a joy and a half. Turns out I'm still like missing like a newer book. I gotta track it down. Can't remember the name of it. One of the later ones that came out. Didn't even know it happened. All right, so Vikings. There's a sequence I haven't laid out yet. It's taking place on essentially hell. And one of the Vikings is dying. So I think. Though I don't mind drawing a Viking for, especially since if I figure this out properly, I can use it as a page, even though I haven't laid it out yet. Don't want to end up spending a whole bunch of time on a page that doesn't really do anything for you. I don't. Damn, no. And none of the pages are waiting to be drawn. Like I could start a page from essentially just a layout right now, but I can't really show that page yet. Jerk. Sucks. I do have a bunch of leftover matte medium that I'm not using now, so it's wasted dry paint. Appropriate nothing, I should say. Hmm. So what I have to do now is I have to think about this sequence. The whole thing's written. I just gotta like deal with these sequences that I've planned out so they connect properly. So there is a sequence after the Vikings get all split up, after they land on essentially what can only be described as hell. Um, All right, well, there's a serviceable page I can drop in. So once I establish that the Vikings get broken up, I can just have any Viking enter a sequence like this, establish who they are. This is a very minor guy who's pretty much in there just to be a body count. So what I can do now is I can scan this, blow it up to 11 by 17, print it out 11 by 17, so you get to actually see how it works here. And then repencil it in light blue. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to actually finish it. Pencils for extreme. No promises on that because this is a lot of self-page pencil here. But I will scan it and print it out properly as is. My usual task of doing it this way. Yeah, part of me was thinking that I could draw Batman or the Thing or something, and then just have it as another giveaway. But this allows me to actually do a page further down. I think this will be around page 60 or page 70, the way this is coming in, based on the big massive deaths that happened around that point in the book. It's clear near the back third. It gets brutal pretty fast. I mean, it is a Viking horror book after all. Right. I like to do curves for my line quality, like dark line quality. I think I'm going to pull up a regular page, and I'll just drop this page in there. That's not what I want. Why can't I find any of my page layouts? This is weird. I usually can just throw something right into it. Page makes here. Perfect. All right, here we go. Took me forever. Huh, all right. I can move stuff around here a bit then. Just to multiply. That up to there. Sorry, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff you guys can't see because I'm doing it on my stupid laptop, desktop. And I think what I'll do is I'll just move these panels to the bottom here. Oh, I wonder if I can even print this. I might have blew into my printer. That could make tonight really short things. I just ordered the ink this morning and I realized I was out of blue ink. It may not print. Let's see what happens when I try and print it. Print settings. 2, MS-17, plain paper standard. All right. Darn it. I wonder what happens if I print it in black. No, it's not going to work. Cancel print. Oh, well, that sucks. All right, so I can't print out my blue lines for that page. That sucks big time. That's my... Because here is, in case you guys thought I was just being sloppy, here is, I immediately went to my printer. I have a whole bunch of printer cartridges, but they're all black. So I'm all in a blue, cyan, magenta, like all the, cyan, magenta, and yellow. And all of it, except for the black, which is weird. Darn it. Huh. Well, gosh darn it. I'm feeling kind of like wiped out. but I feel I should draw more. But I'm really at a loss after finally wrapping my head around doing that page. Thinking, okay, well, I'll work on a page tonight for another half hour or so, to an hour, and now I can't print it. Well, that sucks big time. Well, gosh. Well, barring any suggestions, I think I might wrap early tonight. I mean, I got the painting done stupidly early, which I'm sure the commissioner's happy with. I would have liked to have done some more work on it, but I got to pick up the varnish and get that sorted. The Bride of Frankenstein piece is wrapped up. The Hellboy piece is wrapped up. I just need the address for the Hellboy piece. Joe already gave me the address for the Bride piece. I believe I already have the address for the Vader piece, but I got to double check. Probably want to let that sit for a few days. Probably won't ship that till Friday, just to give it extra dry time because it's a painting after all. Yeah, I guess. Would I watch it? Well, there might be a lot of guests on that, so that could be something to watch. That's actually a good suggestion. I've been wondering about that. It might be a train wreck. It might be amazing. All right, so what I'm going to do next week is, at the very least, I'm going to pick up on this page of pencils. So I actually get to work on some Viking stuff. So next week, confirming for you guys, because there's no way that Dance at the End of Time will arrive and I'll be able to read the whole book in time for next weekend. So we'll do, we bring on the death page, and you actually get to see a silhouette of one of the monsters, which is pretty cool. Haven't done any of the creature designs for you guys. So you guys have, hopefully you guys have liked and subscribed to my channel. You're aware of my Patreon, $1 a month, unless you're going after one of the big commissions like the Vader I just finished. Excuse me. I'm also on Bluesky, which will probably be my social media home in the future. I'm not going to completely abandon Facebook or Instagram because I don't trust them when I'm there and I have an account. I don't trust them to play fairly with many of my work up on the site while it's there, and I don't trust them to properly delete it if I delete it. So I think it's better just to police them and keep an eye on what they're going to do after I stop posting there regularly. So find me on Bluesky. They have their own version of Instagram coming to Bluesky. They got their own version of TikTok, which I never use, but apparently Mark Cuban's developing it for Bluesky. So Bluesky is looking to become the social media platform for everyone disgusted by everything Meta or Twitter. So Vikings next week. You guys have an amazing week. Sorry it's another short week, but sometimes that happens. Better than a short week than my being sick again. So you guys have a great night. I will see you all in 7 days with Viking Mayhem on this page. Night, everybody.